Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. We're doing the best of beauty. So I did a poll on my YouTube community tab and I asked a simple question. The best of beauty list was really long. Like we're talking long, like it was super long. I didn't know if you guys would want to see it broken down into segments or if you guys would want to see it, as a whole video. I polled y'all over on the community tab and it was literally such a close call. Oh, almost half of you wanted it to be one whole video, and the other little bit more, I should say, wanted it to be split into segments. And that is why we are here today, because we're talking about the best of beauty in foundations. We're talking about foundations today specifically, and then I will have the rest of the best of beauty that will be going live on my channel soon. So definitely hit that subscribe button and the like video. And today we're going to talk about the best of foundations of 2023. So excited about this. So if you're unfamiliar with who I am, I'm Stacy. I feature unfiltered makeup opinions and honest reviews. Some of these were 100% brand new releases in 2023, but some of them were new to me product. And what I mean by new to me product is that they may have been released, way before 2023, or they were reformulated in 2023 and re-released. We have 7 in total, and this is why this video is split into different segments, because there's so many just in the foundation category. That's like some of the best foundation that was released in 2023. So let's start off with more of the skin tinty type of foundations, and then we'll move into a medium coverage and then a full coverage foundation for you. Just to give you guys a heads up on me, I'm 34 years old. I live in upstate New York. So depending on the season, my skin tends to change. So in the winter, my skin is a lot more dry than what it is in the summer months. In the summer months, it's pretty like balanced, unless we get into those like really hot 90, 100-degree days. Then my skin is very oil producing. It's very oily in my T-zone. And then as we transition back into fall, my skin is balanced and it's beautiful. And as we get more into winter, I get dry skin again. My skin tends to react with the weather, which a lot of people don't know that the weather can affect your makeup, and the pollution outside can affect your makeup as well. So I live in upstate New York, right by Lake Ontario. So I get all 4 seasons. 4 seasons. So right now we're in January. My skin is a little bit dry and I try to keep it balanced and moisturized with like skincare products, but right now it is drier outside, so my skin will hold foundation differently. There is only one cream product, so let's talk about that one first. The rest of these are liquid, and the first one is the Toty Solera CC Compact from Toty. It's a brand new foundation formula founded by Sofia Vergara, and this line specifically focuses on SPF coverage. It starts out lightweight, but then it's buildable to more of a medium coverage. It really honestly finishes down like powder. And obviously I loved it because I mean, like I hit pan in it and I have a huge dent in this product, but this was like my go-to SPF blocking formulation, especially in the summer months and early fall when we're still having those really high heat days. This was my go-to, and because it's cream, it was also really easy to spot conceal places that like I needed a little bit more coverage because it's a cream product, and it's very creamy, very easy to blend out, and it just is such a nice formula. I really feel like with the compact, she did such an amazing job. I think that the skincare ingredients in here, the SPF is fantastic, and you just get a really beautiful application. I actually use this with a flat kabuki foundation brush, and this is one of the best like SPF products that I have used, and I absolutely love it. It's just so pretty. If you're somebody who's in her 30s, this may be a product for you. Skin care ingredients, sun blocking ingredients, doesn't over accentuate your pores. It wears down amazingly throughout the day, and it's just such a beautiful product. We have an expensive skin tint and we have like a really inexpensive skin tint. And let's start with the inexpensive one because this one is so good. Everybody was raving about this foundation, and it has a sister foundation that's also in this video, but I had to talk about this one first because it's a skin tint. And that is the Super Serum with Hyaluronic Acid from the Makeup Revolution ReLove line. This is a line exclusive to Walmart, and the foundation retails for $5. This is such a beautiful serum foundation. You put it on, it's a very lightweight to medium coverage foundation. You pair it with an SPF and like you are good to go for like those light coverage months. Like if you just want light coverage in general, this is such a beautiful product to use, and it is really buildable. Like you can actually get this to more of a medium full coverage as well. It plays really nicely with concealers and SPFs, and it layers really beautifully with cream product as well, and it just doesn't move on the skin. It's just so like effortless and easy to use, and the wear down is very natural. You don't get like cake face or any problems with blemishes on your face. Like it is just such a great serum foundation. It went viral online. I understand why it went viral. It's such a beautiful skin-like looking foundation. It's so beautiful. It does come in a dropper formula, and this is the only caveat and thing that I hate about this product is that the dropper is very, very tight, so it's really hard to get out. And when I first tried this, it, like went all over me, and that's the only downside to this foundation is that the dropper is really hard to get out. So be careful if you do purchase this one. And I also tried another serum foundation. This is the Super Stay 24-Hour Skin Tint with Vitamin C from Maybelline. And this one retails for, I want to say like $17. Guys, like that's a steep price point for a drugstore foundation, which I can't believe I'm like, this is like $18. Like, this is insane how much it costs. This does have like skin loving ingredients in it. It has vitamin C, which brightens the skin. It does not have SPF in it, which you would think that if they were like, oh, this is a skin tint, like you would think that Maybelline would have put maybe some SPF in it, but it also comes in a dropper formulation. Honestly, I've seen this applied many different ways where you just drop it onto your beauty blender and pat it in. That's more for a very light coverage. If you want something that's more medium full coverage, I literally take the dropper out and I smear all over my face. Really, it depends on the type of coverage that you're looking for. At the end of the day, this looks very natural on the skin. It doesn't over accentuate any fine lines or wrinkles. It doesn't settle into any pores, and it plays really nicely with the e.l.f. Power Gripping Primer. Actually, all of these play nicely with the e.l.f. Power Gripping Primer. When I was testing out all these foundations in 2023, that was my go-to, was the e.l.f. Power Gripping Primer, which I have a new one. Moving more into a light to medium coverage, like the serums are light to medium buildable. This one is also a light to medium buildable coverage to almost full coverage. I'm actually wearing this foundation today, and I 100% fell in love with this foundation. I actually have used so much of it. I might be almost done with it. And we're talking about the L'Oreal True Match Foundation. I think this is like a $12 foundation, but they reformulated this foundation in 2023, and it is more skin-like, lightweight feeling, and the coverage is more of a medium coverage. I've heard rumor that the old True Match was like super full coverage and like really, really good. If you tried the original, please let me know. This was the first time I had ever tried a L'Oreal foundation. No, I'm not a fan of the L'Oreal Infallible. I don't find that one to be as awesome as what other people say. I really don't. But when it comes to this one, I love it. Like, it is so beautiful and natural on the skin. Like, you can see how it's just, I've actually had this on since about 9 o'clock this morning, and while I'm filming, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've had this foundation on for 5 hours, and it still looks flawless and beautiful. It looks airbrushed. It looks absolutely stunning. It hasn't settled into anything funny, and it's not wearing down funny either. Like, it just looks really pretty. And that's what I really like about this foundation. Plays well with the Power Gripping Primer from e.l.f. It plays really, really well with the Toty Solera Mineral Sunscreen. Like, it works really well with that. Oh, we have 3 foundations left, and these are all full coverage. I'm saving the best 2 for last. We have a full coverage foundation from Juvia's Place. This is the I Am Magic foundation, and this is such a beautiful, like, it's just almost like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's a liquid foundation, but this just looks so airbrushed on your face and so flawless, but it's also very full coverage and it wears down really, really well over time. And you can actually use this with like a serum if you wanted to kind of sheer out the coverage a little bit, like a some sort of facial serum if you wanted to. Overall, this is such a beautiful foundation. It has black cherry extract in it, which means that it does have a scent to it. This is the only foundation out of all of these that I'm mentioning that actually has like a really deep scent to it. But it wears down really nicely throughout the day. For somebody who's in her 30s, this is such a beautiful full coverage foundation. It looks skin-like, it wears down really nicely. It plays well with cream products and with powders. It doesn't like budge on your face. And I think it's such a beautiful foundation. I was actually obsessed with this at the beginning of 2023 until I found some other foundations during my foundation escapades like this summer. Now we have 2 foundations left. And these are like my top 2 foundations from 2023 that I could not stop using. They were so good. Like, they're still so good, and I absolutely love them. Besides the L'Oreal True Match, these 2 are like the 2 full coverage options that I was constantly wearing, constantly using. And one of these I took with me to Las Vegas, and that would be the Makeup Revolution Super Matte 2-in-1 from the Makeup Revolution line. This is a foundation and a concealer, and this is actually a dupe. This is a dupe for the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I have a duped video where you guys can see them side by side. It is insane how similar this is to the Estee Lauder, but honestly, I think this is better than the Estee Lauder because the price point is amazing, but the formula is actually better because it's very skin-like, full coverage. It is buildable, but honestly, all you need is one layer. You don't need to build it because it is that full coverage. It plays well with so many different products and it looks like skin, but like better. I don't even know how to explain like how beautiful this is, but I have raved about this in all of 2023. This is like my number one foundation of 2023. And my runner-up would have to be the Maybelline Super Stay. This is the activewear 30-hour one. Did the foundation Friday, and I want to say all of these foundations that I've mentioned in this video actually. I'll link the playlist down below for Foundation Friday. And this one, first impression, could not see it on my face, but in a good way because it literally just like melted into my skin, gave amazing flawless coverage. And honestly, like, this is such a beautiful formulation. Like, if you guys are looking for a full coverage option that's affordable, either the Maybelline Superstay Activewear 30-hour foundation, like, these are the 2 best full coverage foundations of 2023. They were formulated so beautifully. This one does wear down, absolutely stunning and beautiful, really easy to remove, plays nice with other products, doesn't settle into any of my fine lines or wrinkles, and it is just like, it is such a beautiful foundation, and I love this foundation so, so much. Honestly, like, they did reformulate this because it was not called the Superstay Activewear at one point, it was just the Superstay, and honestly, because they reformulated this, it has made me love this foundation so much more. So if you're looking for full coverage foundations, these are it, right here. These are it. Like, $5. I think the Superstay is, like, a $14 foundation, probably a little bit less depending on where you purchase it from, but they both have excellent shade ranges, and they both are just so stunning on the face. Kinda wanting to wash off my makeup to put this one back on because, like, it is so good. Alright, y'all, there are the top 7 foundations of 2023. There were a lot. There were a lot of really good foundations that were released in 2023 and also really good foundations that I tried in 2023. I think technically the Superstay Activewear from Maybelline was released in 2023, like the reformulation, and then obviously the L'Oreal Infallible was also re-released. It was reformulated. These are absolutely stunning foundations. They work on more mature skin. They are just so beautiful, so long wearing. They don't settle into fine lines, wrinkles, creases, crevasses. They're just so, so beautiful. These were my top foundations of 2023. Could not stop reaching for them. Some of them I hit pan on. I can't believe I hit pan on some. And some of them are actually almost used up as well. If you guys like unfiltered makeup opinions, please consider subscribing before you go, and also so you can see the rest of my best of beauty list from 2023. And I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye.